Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour Flashback. We have two memorable half-hour episodes. Our first is from November 23, 2018 with guest co-host Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy these classic moments. Now here's your host Frank Allan and his co-host Brian Camp.
Happy Black Friday. How's everybody doing? It's a beautiful day out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we just want you to come on in and just say hello and everything. Frank Allan will be with you in a second. We just want to talk about happy Thanksgiving to you all. It's just great to be here. So I'm going to introduce you to Frank Allan. He's coming here live from Charlotte. Hi, Pete. How you doing? But before I do, let me just shoot up. Anyway, let me just remove myself, and I'm going to bring you Mr. Frank Allan. How you? Okay? See you later.
I don't believe this guy, man. I don't believe this guy. I don't believe it. He's shoot up. Guys, excuse me while I shoot up. Welcome to the Coffee Hour. Yes, I'm Frank Allan. That was Brian Camp. You know, everybody, all of you guys know Brian because Brian comes out here on the show every Friday. He chimes in because, hey, you should have given us a weather report. You got to come back in here. You got to give us a weather report. But Brian usually gives us a weather report because we're out in Charlotte now. And hello, DJ Pete. You know DJ Pete, right?
Yes.
DJ Pete has a show. Of course, you have to respect him, man, because he's a star disc jockey. So, yeah, there you go. Pete, how you doing today? And you're right. And you see what he says? Frank needs no... Oh, you should have said no introduction. I really don't need an introduction. I'm nobody. I'm nobody. Yeah, you're right. He was questioning, does he need an introduction? You're right, Pete. I didn't need an introduction. I didn't need it.
Well, today's temperature right now is 37 degrees. It's like a brisk, cool air, but it will go up to 56 degrees here in Charlotte. And that's our forecast here. The sun is out. The sun is bright. We're here. And I told Frank that we should do the show from here because we don't want him to miss any Fridays. So we're here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
You know something? I'm glad we flew out here. I flew out here yesterday morning out of New York, and I got to tell you, I'm dodging the bullet because you guys in New York, you guys are feeling it because you guys. When I woke up yesterday morning, I woke up about 3 in the morning because I had to make a 7 a.m. flight, and it was 27 degrees when I walked out that door. 27 degrees.
Cold.
And yeah, are you kidding me? It's beyond cold. 27 degrees, and so when I flew into Charlotte, it was better. And I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here up until tomorrow morning. I fly back to New York tomorrow morning, which will be about in the 50s. So I dodged the bullet. I'm dodging the bullet, and the weather here in Charlotte is great. It's sunny outside right now. Later on, what are we going to do later on?
Later on today, we're gonna celebrate my granddaughter's birthday. She don't know. She's still asleep.
She doesn't know.
Yeah.
She's upstairs.
Her birthday's actually November 28th, but we're going to take her to, probably try to take her to some games with her and her friends and her family, play laser tag and everything. And then we're going to come back here for a barbecue, hamburgers and hot dogs.
Now, last night we had a fabulous Thanksgiving dinner. We had the fixing. Everything was here. You know, I've never had a Thanksgiving like that before. I mean, just everything was here. And, boy, everything from turkey to chicken to ribs and it's a lot of adult beverages too.
Yeah.
This is the coffee hour, but later on we're going to do the brewski hour.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we're not going to do it live on the air.
No.
You know,
get in trouble for that.
Get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
You know, and plus you don't want to endorse anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And speaking of birthdays, so Lynette's birthday, that's his granddaughter, Lynette. She's celebrating her birthday on the 28th. But they're going to celebrate it today, and that's why I'm staying over here. But she also have people Prominent people are celebrating birthdays today as well. If you're having a birthday, happy birthday to you. And other prominent people are celebrating a birthday. We were just talking about her last night, Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
Well, she's 26 today.
Wow.
She's 26 today. That's the daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus. John Jelly Bean Benitez. Do you know who he is?
No.
All right. He's a big-time record producer. I didn't know him personally, but back in the old days of the disco days, like in the 70s, he used to be a disc jockey, a DJ at a club called Funhouse. And John Jelly Bean Benitez had this little pint-sized little blonde sitting in the booth. You know who that pint-sized little blonde was?
Who?
Madonna.
Ooh.
He used to go with Madonna.
Madonna.
Yeah. I mean, you look, she mentions his name in one of her records. Last night,
Material Girl,
yeah.
huh?
Well, it wasn't a Material Girl. I think, what's that song that goes, last night I saw Well, anyway, she mentions Bonita in that song. So anyway, Jelly Bean is 61 today. Bruce Hornsby in the Range, he's 64. The late Betty Everett, along with Jerry Butler, she did the Shoop Shoop song. You know Frank Wright?
Yes. Brother White. How you doing, Frank? Happy holidays to you and your lovely wife, Anna. He's a former co-worker of mine. He lives out here in North Carolina.
Yeah. I just recognize the name because
Yes.
I saw it on your post a lot of times.
Yes.
Hiya, Frank. How you doing?
Yeah.
So Bruce Hornsby is 64 today, and Betty Everett, I mentioned her. She's the one that did the Shoop Shoop song. It's in his Kiss. Does he love me? I want to know. And Cher covered that record later on, but she passed away. She would have been 78. And my good friend Gloria Lynn, who's a jazz singer. Everybody knows Gloria Lynn. If you're into jazz, you know Gloria Lynn. Gloria Lynn, she's deceased as well, passed away. But she would have been 87 today. Now, Gloria Lynn became a friend of mine before she passed away, and I'll never forget what she did for me one time. I remember we were backstage, and it was me, Gloria Lynn, Jerry Butler, and a few other people, right? We were backstage. And so there was a photographer back there. And the photographer, wanted to take a group picture. So I wound up in the group picture. And the photographer, I guess he didn't know who I was and didn't recognize me. He said, "Sir, can you get out of the shot, please?" What am I going to do? He's the photographer. I'm not going to argue with the photographer, So I moved out of the way. So I felt this hand grab me over here and pulled me back in. That was Gloria's hand.
Wow.
And Gloria said, "No, he's not going anywhere." He said, "This man plays our music." And I always remember Gloria for that. But she's a legendary jazz singer. We all love her.
Vanessa Parker. Hi, Vanessa. How you doing? One of our Yacht members from back in the day.
On this show, we don't acknowledge them unless they actually say something,
I'm
because
sorry.
they may not want to.
You're right. I'm sorry.
So you just wave to her for now. But if she would like to say something, but you already did acknowledge her. So it's on him now. It's not on me. I'm dumping that. All right, that's on him. All right. Anyway, Gloria Lynn would have been 87, and of course Johnny Mandel. Boy, there she is. Now she speaks. she put some kind of sign in there, but that lets you know that she's acknowledging us. So. Vanessa, how you doing today? Good to see you. Johnny Mandel was one of those legendary songwriters, and he wrote scores. And I think one of the scores he wrote the original MASH score. So he's 93 today. He's still alive. He's still 93. Wow. So those are the birthdays of today. So if any of you want to celebrate the birthday, hi once again, Vanessa. Any one of you guys want to celebrate your birthdays, and if you want to say something, acknowledge your birthday, please do, and we'll do that. I'll talk about your little man cave. Oh, God.
Yeah, Vanessa, I got a man cave.
Vanessa, this guy has a man cave.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Let me tell you something. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. Now, we've been here since yesterday, and when they took me through the tour, right, and this guy lives like a movie star. You should see this place. And he took us to the man cave. The man cave, that one man in this whole house, that one man cave looks better than my apartment. And he has everything in there. You name it, he has it. I mean, it's like if you want, let's say for instance, just picture yourself going to a baseball game. What do you think happens when you go to a baseball game? You have all the treats, right? You have the hot dogs, you have the peanuts, Cracker Jacks, and all that. It's all up there. And then there's a little refrigerator in there with all the ingredients.
Yeah, with all the ingredients. Had to unwind.
I was wondering how the hell does he do it? But listen, he worked hard all his life.
Yes.
And that was something he was striving to do to make, good for him and his family.
Yes.
And, he did it.
Did it.
He did it. There you go.
Yeah, all praises.
Yeah. All praises. Okay, excuse me, guys. While did you have yours on?
Got it right here.
All right.
While we shoot up.
Shoot up. There's nothing in there.
They don't have to know that.
What are you saying? What is Vanessa saying there? You talk to her. Right?
She said, "Hi, all is well. Checking out my brother's live. God is the blessing business. Waiting for my invite. Vanessa, you are always welcome to come because you're a Yak member. Yeah. All my Yak members, all my Yak family out here from back in the day, you're always welcome. Just give me a holler."
I know Vanessa for many years, and all of you guys, all of us I used to, believe it or not, they're not going to believe this when I tell them this, but I sang in a choir, but every time they say, I go to church on Sunday, they say, yeah, they probably close the doors before you get in there, But yeah, back in those days we did, and every one of these people that we're talking about, right, moved south. My brother moved south. Friends, move south. I'm the only one in New York. They all left me behind. No, that can't be it.
It was just time for us to go.
It was time for them to go.
Yeah.
And, you guys already know, whenever I get ready to make my move, Avon's calling. Whenever I get to make my move, I'm doing Las Vegas. Everybody, you guys know that, right? All you guys know that's my place, that's my home, away from home. But everybody, all my friends and family, they moved out to the South, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's retirement, living in a big city like New York City, all our lives, it's just been so great to live there. But you want a slower paced life. You want a life to relax from the big city. New York will always be home for us, but we just wanted to take a nice a little slower pace, and we out here in Charlotte, North Carolina, which we love, and this is home. But New York will always be home. That's the greatest city in the world.
Well,
no doubt.
Now that you guys moved out of there, at least come back to visit. Hey, got company here.
Yeah, that's family. They was here yesterday. Yeah. Y'all want to come in and say hi?
They do a podcast?
Yeah.
This is Facebook Live.
This is my wife's cousin, Ricky. He's from Brooklyn, too. He's originally from Brooklyn, from Lindsay.
What's going on?
And this is his sister, Cynthia, coming in. She's also from Brooklyn.
Good morning.
Lindsay represents big time.
Big time.
They was here yesterday. We had dinner. We broke bread. And they here again. Oh yes, this is about family. Yeah,
well, you bring them all in as they come in.
Yeah.
Listen. On this show, we do what we want to do. This is my show.
Yes.
And I can't do everything I want to do, but we invite people.
I'm just your co-host for the day.
Yeah.
I'm like Egg McMahon.
Yeah.
Just for
well,
today.
look, you want to take the damn show over? No. Take it over completely. I don't care. Hey, Pete. DJ Pete said, "No, wait, I got to go back to seeing what he said before I talk to Vanessa again."
No sleep till Brooklyn.
No sleep, yeah. No sleep till Brooklyn. Oh, and speaking of sleep, hey, Pete, guess what? And this is unusual for a DJ. You know us. In our business, we keep late nights, right? Mm-hmm. I went to bed at what 7:00 last night. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. I don't go to bed at 7 o'clock, but it's a holiday.
Vanessa wants us to say, yes, happy birthday to her daughter, Tavana. Happy birthday to you. many blessings, and enjoy life to the fullest.
Well, happy birthday to Vanna. That's good. Happy birthday. And I think she was referring to me because I just celebrated a birthday election day. Mm-hmm. And who's laughing there?
Pete.
Pete, yeah.
Pete.
Yeah, so happy birthday, and many, many more. Anybody else celebrating birthdays out there? We would like to know that, because don't let us get old and you guys don't. It's not fair. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
Thanksgiving is without a doubt my favorite holiday over the years growing up. We've been talking about this over the years. It brings family together. It brings, of course, the food. When I think about the Thanksgiving, I think about the March of the Wooden Soldiers, the King Kong movies, Dallas Cowboys, and the Macy's Day Parade. That's tradition, and I always embrace Thanksgiving. Christmas is fine, New Year's, and all those other holidays fine, but Thanksgiving is what I really enjoy.
Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, they won.
Yes.
He's a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Yes.
So we're at odds. See, I'm a Vikings guy. I know. Don't say a word about it. Don't say I don't want to hear about it. All right? Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Congratulations, Cowboys. They won the game.
Yes.
They won the game last night, so that's good for them.
I want to ask Pete. Pete, are you a football fan or a sports fan, and what team do you like? Because we're a sports family. We love sports. I know my brother Larry. He's a big Dallas Cowboy fan.
Yeah, he's a Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah, he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. Yeah, for sure.
Out of my two siblings, man, I'm the oddball.
Yeah, huh?
I like the Yankees. He likes San Francisco. My brother likes what? What does he like? San Francisco, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like the Vikings. They like Dallas Cowboys. Both of them.
Look what Helen writes.
Oh, Helen! Helen lives in the village, in New York. Oh, yes, King Kong and Mighty Joe Young on Channel 9.
That's right.
Old school celebration.
Right.
That's right. That's
yes.
right. This is the time for that.
Yep.
Now, King Kong. Do you know that Helen, Mighty Joe Young? You remember the girl that was the master of Mighty Joe Young, Terry Moore. Terry Moore is still alive. She's still alive, and she's not working, but she's still alive. She makes appearances every now and then, but she's still alive. King Kong, the girl was Fay Ray.
Yeah.
She's passed away, of course, but she was the King Kong. And then they took King Kong to another level, and then they took it with Jessica Lange. Played the Denzel in Distress, and King Kong rescued her. What was that thing that King Kong did when Fay Ray, on the Fay Ray version in 1933? He picked her up, and he was doing this. What do you think he was doing?
I don't know, but if he was doing what we think he might have done, they would have cut that. I don't think
they didn't cut it.
They didn't cut it.
It was clear as a bell. It was clear as a bell. It was clear as a bell. Okay, let's see what Pete says. Okay. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Got a lot of company coming in today. You see, the party's not over around here. Okay, Pete. But not much more. 1970s Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees had great teams back then. They did, and I wish I was around to see that in 1950s. Yeah. Well, I was around in the 50s. I think I'm a little older than you, Pete, but I was around in the 50s, and I vaguely remember or knew the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox at that time. The Brooklyn Dodgers, I can't even remember Ebbets Field back then. Ebbets Field was in Brooklyn. That's where they played up until 1955.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
1955, and they left to
1957 they left.
Yeah.
57 or
57 they left, but they closed the stadium down in 55.
Yes.
All right. And
that was the Ebbets Field.
The Ebbets Field, right?
Yes.
The Ebbets, they wanted to keep the Brooklyn Dodgers in Brooklyn because you know where the Barclays Center is today?
Yes.
That would have been the ground of the new Ebbets Field.
Right.
And if you notice, the Barclays Center is shape of it looks like Ebersfield.
Yes.
Except for that guy, what's his name? George. Can't think of his name. He blitzed it.
Right.
He blitzed it.
Yeah.
So they moved out to Los Angeles and they never looked back. So now what are you going to do? But that's a good thought, Pete. That's a good thought.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Happy day, Helen. And so she says, well, I didn't know that about Terry Young. Yeah, Terry Young. Yeah,
Terry Young.
Mighty Joe Young,
Yeah.
and she's still alive. And she still looks great after all of these years. She still looks great. Still looks great. Today you can't really compliment women. Women, we can't compliment you anymore. We can't do it anymore. We would love to. I love complimenting women.
We just do this. Thumbs up.
Yeah, you can't even do that now because come on, you can't do that anymore. 'Cause that's a signal in itself.
No, you can't.
But we can't compliment you. I know you women like to be complimented, but there's a way to compliment women. We can't compliment you anymore because we might get buried 10 feet under the pavement. So. And who screwed that up for us?
Oh, there's a couple of people. A lot of celebrities and in the workforce, so you just gotta be respectful towards women, so we just gotta, but sometimes, they take it to another level and you can't do that. You just gotta be respectful. If you respect your mother, you also should always respect the women that's around you.
Helen, what about you? Do you like to be complimented? Helen is married,
Okay.
Helen is married to my friend Harvey.
Okay.
And how's Harvey doing, by the way? Helen is married to Harvey, but Helen, do you like compliments? I mean, because I give compliments. Now see, I may be I can compliment Helen because I know Helen.
Right.
So, but and I'm respectful to Helen because
absolutely
she's married, so I can compliment her. But I'm talking about the average guy. You got to watch what you say, how you say it.
We was brought up and raised to respect women.
Yeah, exactly. In our era.
Yeah, in our era. Yeah.
If we went out of that box.
Ooh.
We had a tough mom. We had a tough mom, man. She was about this short.
5'5".
5'5".
Yep.
But
and gave a look at you.
And no, she didn't even have to hit you.
Yep.
She gave you that look.
That look. Ooh.
And when you got that look,
yeah,
you knew better.
Yes.
Naoto from Japan is out there. Good morning, Naoto.
How you doing?
How you doing? He always comes out and in Japan. Now, Naoto loves New York. He loves to come to New York.
He should come to New York.
Well, he comes. That's how I met. I met Naoto. As a matter of fact, we met in church.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've been friends ever since. And so, he loves New York. Him and his wife, but his wife doesn't want to come out. Because I like to meet his wife. I would love her to come out to New York sometime. Whenever we go. But he loves New York. Mm-hmm. But Naoto, you have a weather report for us out in Japan? Because right now in Japan it's after midnight. It's Saturday out there right now. So they're 14
big hour time difference.
Right.
Yeah.
They're 14 hours ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
And but happy Friday to you. Happy Saturday to you and happy Friday to us. Excuse us while we shoot up. You're laughing at us. You're laughing at us. I'm doing this because it's the Brewski hour next.
That's censored.
It's okay.
Cat, come here for a second, Cat. Cat.
Oh, you want to meet his wife, Cat? Here's his wife, Cat. Well, she's coming along in a second. All right. Here's his wife, Cat. This is Brian's wife.
Yes.
And I thank her for the hospitality here. This is Cat. That's Cat. That's yeah. So she's the queen of this castle here.
Yes.
So what she says goes.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, as well, that's true. I mean, look, you could ask any woman out there, who wears the pants in the house? Helen, you're out there now. Do you wear the pants or does Harvey wear the pants? I like to know that. I think she wears the pants. Harvey is a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. Harvey's a nice guy. But us guys, we have to. You know how it was a long time ago. well, you wouldn't remember the 50s, but in the 50s, the women had to stay home, right? The guy worked, so we were the breadwinners, right? No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more. Even if you thought you were the breadwinner, because your check doesn't belong to you.
No.
As soon as you bring that check home,
give it to her.
Yeah. As soon as you bring that check home,
I don't see the money.
no, there's no money.
I have to ask for allowance of money, and I
And
get it out.
you might get an allowance. You might get an allowance. You might get an allowance. Let's see. Who said that? Facebook? Who's Facebook?
No, that's for catchphrase.
Okay.
Well, we're about to get off some.
All right. So anyway, so Helen, you listen. That's how it is now. The women is the queen of the castle, and if you screw up too bad, you may not even sleep in the bed. You have to wind up on the couch.
Or the man cave.
Or the man cave.
Or the man cave.
Yeah, so
right.
if I get kicked out the bedroom, I go straight to the man cave, and I can stay up there all day. I have a bathroom, I have my food, my refrigerator, but I don't want to do that though.
You see that, but every man doesn't have a man cave to go to. It's like you can get kicked out of one place and go to another place, but I'm never in the mood to sleep under the Brooklyn Bridge. So you gotta be very careful, guys.
But I am blessed to have a good wife though. I'm blessed. I'm very happy to have her.
Yeah. Gotta thank you, Kat, for your hospitality here. I know it's a short time for me. I'm leaving back New York tomorrow morning, bright and early. But this was all great.
Well, thank you for coming.
So I want to thank you for being
We had a
here.
fabulous time.
Oh, we're not finished.
Yeah, we're not finished.
We're not finished.
You hear the background.
Yeah, that was just
all the family came back again.
Yeah, everybody's here. Everybody's here. Yeah. So we're gonna do the Brewski hour in just a few minutes, and what else?
Basically it. Yeah.
So excuse me while I shoot.
I'm gonna let him shoot alone this time.
This is good coffee. This coffee is the best. This is like fresh brewed coffee. The other stuff. When you see me on the air every week, I have a coffee cup. I get it from a coffee wagon, so I have to take what they give me. But I had a choice. So she has a coffee machine, and it was like the Dunkin' Donuts French vanilla.
French vanilla.
It tastes very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. I'll be with you in a second.
Yeah.
Folks, I'm going to let Frank Allan close out the program. I'm going to turn to other family members. It's great seeing you. I'm glad that my brother's here. I love him. In the meantime, I'll see y'all next Friday. See you later.
Okay, we got a few more minutes. We got 5 minutes left to talk to you guys. So if you guys want to say something, let's keep this party rolling. So I want to make sure that I said good morning to everyone. I said, let's see, Pete is out there. Good morning to Pete. Good morning to Helen. Vanessa, you're still out there. Let's see who else is out there. Just want you guys to know that we're coming live to you. Frank White out there. That's Brian's personal friend. I think personal friend and former co-worker. And I think I might have covered everybody. Naoto, of course, you're out there. Thank you guys so much for being out here. We're going to be returning back to New York. As I said, we're going to be leaving here tomorrow morning bright and early. So I'm going to make it back in New York. It doesn't take that long to get back to New York from here. I'm flying because I had no intentions in the world to actually go out there and drive, for all of those hours over here. So I just figured I'd be flying. So I'm flying out as well. And I'm going to fly back to New York I have a 10 o'clock flight. So I should get back to New York about 11:30 or something like that. So that would be great. And just in time for the weekend. I would have stayed longer, but there are just too many things I have to attend to, the radio show and all of that, so there you go. Duncan Myers, how are you, Duncan? Happy holiday to you. I received your message earlier. Happy holiday to you. Duncan Myers, I used to work with. We worked at a place called, and we had fun when we were there, we worked at a place called White & Case. White & Case was a law firm, and it was right on 6th Avenue, Avenue of the Americas. Good morning, Gwen. How are you? Hey, Brian, Gwen is out here too. Gwen Harrison is out here. And I want to wave to someone out there. Some more people are coming in. I want to wave. Yeah, Gwen Harrison is out there. You see her right there?
Jackie's out there.
No, no, she'll chime in. Knowing Jackie, she'll chime in. That's why I just waved.
No, I come back for Jackie. And
yeah. So yeah, that's right, Duncan. It's been a long time. Duncan and I worked at White and Case. That's a law firm. That we used to, and it's going to be hard for me to spit this name out. Rudy Giuliani was he was a big partner in there, and so it's been a long time. Duncan, where are you living now? Where are you living now? I know you're not in New York anymore. And by the way, Duncan rides a motorcycle. He's a rider. So he's an easy rider. So he knows. Gwen just spoke to you there.
Yes, Gwen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's it. We got a couple of minutes, so I'm just gonna keep that along right here. Yep. Okay. Yeah. But where are you living now, Duncan? Because New York, I know you're not in New York, because everybody leaves New York.
And what's the temperature?
Yeah, and wherever you're from, and what's your temperatures out there? You're back in New York?
Far Rockaway. Wow.
Far Rockaway.
That's even colder than it was in Brooklyn.
Wow. You know, Duncan, I don't feel bad for you, because I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina right now. I don't feel bad for you, and I mean that because it's freezing cold out there. Yesterday it was biting cold. When I left New York yesterday, it was 27 degrees. I left like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was 27 degrees. Mm-hmm. And and I come back tomorrow and it'll be 50, so I kind of dodged the bullet. Mm-hmm. Kevin Briscoe, how you doing? Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin and I used to work together too. Kevin is a engineer, and he still works at the same station. All of those years, he saw me come in and he saw me leave at WNYC.
Wow.
In New York. And he's a great engineer. He's very good at what he does too.
Very good.
Yeah, it is cold out there, Duncan. So it's nice here in Charlotte, and we're having a good time. And speaking of a good time, we're going to get out of here and leave you because we got to go, because it's the Brewski hour now. But
you catch that on cable.
Rated X. So that's what we're gonna do.
Nephew Derek, how you doing, Derek? Happy Thanksgiving to you, Derek, and you and Asia and Zamaya. God bless. Hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We wanted to see y'all coming down, but we understand that you couldn't come down. But we send our love to you all.
You're coming up 20 years in the business, Kevin? 20 years, see? Okay, now you're coming up 20 years. Is that the business or just that particular station? 20 years. Okay, yeah, you too, Gwen. You enjoy the rest of the day. So, but you and I worked a long time. I know you worked in the business longer than 20 years, but you've been at that station at WNYC for coming up 20 years, right? For this whole business entirely, collectively, it's 48 years for me. That's a lot of years. That's a lot of years. And I'm not tired. I love it. I love what I do,
And we say thank you for your service in the radio industry.
Thanks, and we appreciate that. Guys, it's time for us to go. It's time for us to go, but listen, just for the serious side of it all, don't forget to check out my radio show, Music Beat. I play the music of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, rock and roll, doo-wop, 39 years at WNYC.
Wow.
Okay, coming up to 20 years. That's a long time. Hey, I toast you, salute you, and thank you for your service over there. Okay, anyway, check out my show, Music Beat. I'm on right all through this weekend and throughout the week. And you can check out, look up there. All the information is, or depending on how you're watching this program, you either look up there or look to the side over here. The information is there. All the listed stations, you could be linked to them. It tells you the time and the day we're on the radio station with those stations. And so you select your own station at your own time convenience and listen. It's a 4-hour show. 50s, 60s, and 70s, rock and roll, doo-wops, R&B, pop music, and Motown. It's Music Beat. And until that time, make sure you be back here next week. We'll be back in New York. I don't want to leave Charlotte. But we'll be back in New York next week, same time from 10 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for more of the coffee hour. So you guys have a great one. Aoto, have a good holiday to you too. And all of you have a good holiday, good Thanksgiving weekend. Enjoy the rest and finish up the turkey too. All right? Take care, guys. Have a good one.
You're watching the Coffee Hour Flashback. Our next episode dates back to December 7th, 2018. So let's continue with more. Once again, here's your host, Frank Allan.
Hi everybody, good morning. Here we are, TGIF. It's Friday once again, another Friday in New York. It's 38 degrees and we've got bright sunshine out there. It's great, it's great. And let's see, that's the way our weather's going to be for today. And for tomorrow, it's going to be partly cloudy and we're going to have a high of 34 degrees, 41 for today. And for Sunday, it's going to be mostly cloudy, and we're going to get a high of 47 degrees. But it will be dry all weekend long here in New York City. That's the way it stands right now. That's our weather where we are. And what about the weather where you are? I hope it's pretty good. It's the coffee hour, so ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. You join me each week for a cup of Joe. And a lot of fun. We'll be here for the next half hour. We'll be here up until 10:30 this morning. As promised, we always come here to entertain you. We have a good time here and doing what we do right here for the coffee hour. So everybody, raise your cups and excuse me while I shoot up. If you notice today, we're doing the show from the studio as opposed to being on location. Last week we were at Grand Central Station and it was very noisy there. And that's one of the reasons why we're here in the studio today. Very noisy. So we decided we were going to just do the show here in the studio. Good morning, Mickey Jones. It's Friday, Mickey. How are you today? How's everything going? Oh, snow is coming this weekend? I guess that's where you are. Over there where you are in Raleigh. Mickey Jones from Raleigh, North Carolina. And he is going to get a little snow over there this weekend. We're going to be dry this weekend over here, Nikki, but it's going to be really cold. What's the temperatures out there in Raleigh right now? That's the first I've heard it. You guys are going to get snow. So, listen, all you have to do is just keep it where you are. Keep the snow where you are. Don't pass it over here. We don't need it. We don't want it. Okay? We have one snowstorm already. Which is probably an indication on what we're going to get for the rest of the year. So, anyway, but what I was saying, we were doing the show last week from Grand Central Station, and it's noisy over there, which is why we're here today in the studio doing the show. I just found out yesterday, because normally, when we not in the summertime when we do the show outside at Cafe Central. What happens is that we do that show all summer long, and then in the wintertime, we go into what they call urban space. Urban space is across the street from Cafe Central, so we're indoors when it really gets cold. It's wintry. 30 and 40 degrees in Charlotte. Not Charlotte, that's where Brian is, but in Raleigh, North Carolina. You're going to be in the 30s to the 40s. So, hey, that's considering, that's not bad. That's not bad. But the snow, I think you can do without, right? We could all do without that snow. I mean, Mickey, I know, I don't know if you like snow, and I never really asked you about that, whether you like snow. And I know as a kid, I loved it. It didn't bother me at all. Yeah. So he's gonna get around what, 4 to 6 inches in Charlotte. Wow. When he comes out here, and I don't think it'll be too long, he'll be out here in a few minutes, I guess, and we'll ask him about that. But you say that's what you see right now, right? 4 to 6 inches of snow for Charlotte, North Carolina, and you're going to get it. I would imagine you're going to get maybe about the same thing in Raleigh, right? Anyway, so getting back to what I was saying, we're doing the show here in the studio this week. Oh, good evening. I have to say good evening, good morning to Naoto from Japan. Naoto, how are you today? Mickey Jones is with us, Naoto. He's from Raleigh, North Carolina. And he tells me he has snow on the way. And in Charlotte, they're going to get 4 to 6 inches. And what about your temperatures out there? What about your temperatures? Give me a rundown on what's happening over there weather-wise for you, Naoto. Because Naoto, he gives us some various weather reports each week in Japan, because they're suffering. They suffer sometimes and they don't. But I would like to know what's happening this weekend for you. You're going to get less than Charlotte, right, Mickey? Okay. So good for you. Good for you. You're going to get less than Charlotte, because Charlotte is going to get like 4 to 6 inches, right? Okay. All right. Brian, when Brian comes in, he's going to give us a weather report. He's there, so he'll know better than the both of us. But you read that. And you're not that, what? You're a couple of hours from Charlotte, I guess, right? And yeah, that's right. You're the Brooklyn boy, Mickey. You're a Brooklyn. That's right. You're Brooklyn through and through, and you're just living in Raleigh. That's a good attitude. And Naoto has got 40 degrees right now in Japan. Now in Japan, we're 14 hours different from the East Coast hourly. So he's after midnight over there. So that's a Saturday morning for him. He's into his Saturday morning already. It's after midnight, right after 12 o'clock. And that's where he is. And speaking of the devil, there's Brian, Mickey. Brian's got 40 degrees right now, and he said it is going to snow. He did say, but Sunday he says he's gotten 8 to 9 inches. Okay, so he knows better. He got 8 to 9 inches. 8 to 9 inches, 3 hours, right? Okay, 8 to 9 inches. So we got a lot of snow, in the south right now. Just don't send it over here. Naoto. He's got the temperatures over there of 40 degrees. That's where he is right now in Japan. 40 degrees in Japan. So everything is looking well so far, right? Well, it looks well for us because all we're getting is the cold. We're getting the cold weather. We're not going to get it's going to be cold, dry weather. So I think I can deal with that. It's going to be, and it's sunny outside right now. And we're going to get partly cloudy skies tomorrow. We're going to go up to about 34 degrees. And it's going to be mostly cloudy on Sunday. And we're going to get a high of 37 degrees. So I'm counting my blessings over here in New York. I am counting my blessings. But okay, for the 150th time, we were broadcasting last week at Grand Central, and it was a lot of noise. And so that's why we're here in the studio today. But I was getting ready to say that when we do our broadcast over at Urban Space, that's the Urban Food Court, that's right across the street from when we do the summertime broadcast outside of Cafe Central. We do it there. Now, the reason why we haven't been there as of yet is because we couldn't get a proper signal there. No signal, and we couldn't do anything there. So that's what led us to go to Grand Central each week. But the good news is that yesterday I checked, and they seem to be getting a signal now. Now, because what they were doing, and I called my carrier, and they were telling me that in certain areas you can't get a signal. It's hard to get online and to get a signal because they're trying to upgrade the internet. They're trying to upgrade Wi-Fi and all of that stuff. So in certain areas where you normally get a good signal and you don't get it, that's what it is. But evidently they must be finished over there because yesterday I checked on it. It was working good. And the reason why we didn't do it today, because we want to make sure that it stays. It maintains itself. So we're going to check all next week. And if all next week is basically the same and we're getting good signals, then we'll go back to Urban Space and we'll broadcast there live. Other than that, we'll have to do everything indoors. But so that's the story right now. But I love doing the broadcast from Urban Space. It's a fun place to be. A lot of great people are there. And that's what it is. 10 degrees cooler than last night, right? Out in Japan, 10 degrees cooler. Okay. So, well, listen, we have to face it. Winter is here. We're experiencing cold weather, and that's about it. I don't want to go through the show without first acknowledging the Bushes. I want to send my condolences out to the Bushes, of course. George Herbert Walker Bush, as you already know, passed away last Friday night, and such a beautiful ceremony they had going, in Washington, and they went to Texas yesterday. And the beautiful thing is that they shipped his body on the train because George H.W. Bush loved the train. He had his own train, and that train that he was riding on his last ride had the numbers 4141. Of course, that means something. He was the 41st president of the United States, and they did everything good. And that was a marvelous speech the son gave, George W. Bush. Great speech. And I love when he greeted everyone and he passed Michelle Obama the candy. I love when he does that. Every event, those two got something going on. They got something going. I mean, as far as friendship is concerned, they really like each other. And every time they go to an event, he slips her some candy. Sweets for the sweets. Michelle Obama. Everybody loves Michelle. And you know something too? I'll tell you something else. Everyone loves Laura Bush too. When George Bush was in the White House, she was very popular amongst the American people. So, and Laura Bush was still there. She was there yesterday. She looks well. Jimmy Carter, the Clintons were there. The Trumps were there, and they were sitting all up front. Good morning, George Joseph. How you doing? George Joseph out of New York, Las Vegas, sometimes Trinidad. Good to see you once again. I hope everything is fine on this Friday. If you're in New York, I don't have to tell you about the weather. You already know about it, right? We got 38 degrees. It's cold. Baby, it's cold outside. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. Baby, it's cold outside. That's sexist. You can't play that kind of music. We can't talk that kind of talk. I'm playing that record anyway. Did you hear about that? That someone decided that they were going to ban that music because they said that song was sexist. Baby, it's cold outside. I don't see anything wrong with that song. I like that song. A lot of people have done it. And you got to remember, all of these songs that's been around for years and years, long before a lot of us were even born. And then all of a sudden someone's going to come out and say, oh, that song is sexist. I'm banning that song. I'm not playing that song. Anyway, well, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it on my show, that's for sure. Let's see. George says we have to be very careful. We have to be careful these days with what we are saying. And it's true. But I don't personally see anything wrong with that song. Except for the fact they say, baby, it's cold outside. Because the girls, the ladies, they don't want the guys call them baby. But I use the word baby to everybody. I mean, that's my slang. That's my talk. I call everybody baby. I call men baby. I call ladies baby. And when I talk, I'm saying swinging baby. So that's just the way I talk, and it doesn't, and it's no harm doing that. George, you've known me for years. You know I do that. Okay. Yeah, I love that song too, and I'm gonna play it. And well, see, if you play it in your house, you're the only one that's going to hear it. But I'm talking about playing it on the air. I'm gonna play it on the air. I don't see anything wrong with the song. Absolutely not. If anybody does, please let me know. If I'm missing something in the lyrics, let me know. Other than saying "baby, it's cold outside," I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see, and listen, women call us babies, but they call us babies for a different reason because they say men are big babies. That's okay. Okay. So we have to start going back to sir and miss, and I agree with you. I never left it, George. I never left it. I always respect people. I call them sir, I call them ma'am, I call them miss, or if they're very young, I say young lady or something like that, respectively, and we have to start going back to the old way this new generation, they have their way of doing things, but we have to go back to the old way of respecting women and women respecting men. We have to go back to that as people, you know. Things start from the top, but if it doesn't work at the top, if people don't respect people at the top, then you know what I say to the top? We'll do it ourselves. That's what I say. That's what I say. If you can't start from the top of fostering respect and love to other people, if you don't want to do that, we'll do it here at the bottom. We'll take care of it at the bottom. That's what I say. How about that? Okay. Okay, as you said, you know each other we've known each other for quite a while, and I know that we're always respectful to everyone. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And listen, George, you know me. You know, I'm a clown in my own little way. I use those words and I clown around, but I don't disrespect anyone. You know. Now, the only thing I ask is, while I'm giving you the respect, I want it back. You know, that we can do this together. We have to work together. That's what people do. We have to work together. Anyone celebrating birthdays? Anyone out there celebrating birthdays? No one? Okay. Well, if you are, let me know and I can acknowledge you. And if you are celebrating birthdays, you are in good hands because remember Harry Chapin did that song, The Cat's in the Cradle? Cat's in the cradle, in the cradle, do little old man and the man in the moon. Well, he's no longer with us. He passed away. He would have been 76 today had he been around. And unfortunately, he died at a violent death. If you remember the story, he was on his way to a business meeting in his car. He was on his way. He was driving to his business meeting in Long Island. And he was on the LIE. And unfortunately, the tractor trailer tail-ended him. The impact was so great that the car ignited. That was sad. That was sad, and that's how he went away. So, but he would have been 76 today. Harry Chapin. I loved his music. Loved his music. Here's one for you. Does anyone know today is December 7th? This is a historical day. You probably heard it anyway. This is a historical day. 77 years ago, 1941, December 7th, historical day. Does anyone know what that means? Does that mean anything to anyone? What happened that day? December 7th, 1941, yeah, I had to think about that. December 7th, 1941. Does anyone remember? I'm going to give you a chance. If you don't know the answer, then, hey there, Brian already got it. The bombing of Pearl Harbor. The bombing of Pearl Harbor. Brian Camp got it. Good for you. See, all you guys knew that. Brian got it in there first. But all you guys knew that. That's you don't even have to be a history buff to know that. That's it. But you know your history a little bit. You learn it. You go to school. You learn it. But that's one of the things that everyone knows. Everyone knows that. The bombing of Pearl Harbor. That was 77 years today. And so there you go. There you go. And remember, George, you're about as old as I am. Remember Louis Prima, the Italian singer that was married to Keely Smith? And they did that classic song, The Old Black Magic. Well, Louis Prima, had he been around, wow, listen to this. He would have been 118 years old. Unbelievable. 118 years old today. If he had been walking around here, he would have been the oldest man on the planet practically. 118 years old. That was his birthday. Today would have been his birthday, Louis Prima. So there you have it. Harry Chapin, the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and of course Louis Prima. And happy birthday to each and every one of you who may be celebrating, and many, many more to you. Yeah, you remember that song. That old black magic leaves me in the spell. That old black magic that you weep so well. Everybody done that song. Everybody done that song. Okay, hey, you know something? That's right. That Naoto, you know that because you're from Japan, and that was the worst day ever. Now I wasn't there, you weren't there, but we know the history of it, right? Between the U.S. and Japan. All right, that was the worst thing that happened. But hey, listen, you know something? That's past. That's past. I love Japan. I love all the countries that love us. And I love people, and I get along with everybody. So, you know, like, that's past tense, that's gone, it's water under the bridge. And so now, here's to Japan and the United States of America. Salute, the coffee hour. Yeah, but that was 70 years ago. Again, I wasn't born, you weren't born. I would assume if anyone out there knows that story and has been there, so, you know, maybe you can tell that story to us. I'll even put you on the air with me, and you can talk about it. You know, if you know that, if you were around in that era, December 7th, 1941, and you witnessed or you knew about it, and where were you at the time when Pearl Harbor got bombed? You know, if you're out there and you're old enough to remember that, I'll put you on the air with me, and we can talk about it for a few minutes. We can. So what are you guys doing this weekend? I know this weekend it's going to be cold here in New York. And thank you, Nioto. Nioto says he loves the city and he loves the United States. And we love Japan too. As a matter of fact, I want to take a trip to Japan. I've never been there. I have two brothers that have been everywhere around the world, and I only travel from city to city and not country to country. I was talking to someone at the gym today, one of my gym mates. I call them all gym mates because we all work out together. And I was telling her, because she likes to travel too. She did a lot of international travel. And by the way, George, she's a Las Vegas person. She goes to Las Vegas a lot, although she hasn't been there lately. Not since she lost her mom. But she does a lot of international travel. And I was telling her, I said, you know, I got to do that, you know, before I leave the planet. I got to do something. I travel from city to city, but never from country to country. And I would like to do that. And one of the great places I want to go to is Africa. Because, of course, I want to do that because I want to find out more about Africa and my roots, you know, because there's always more to learn about. I want to travel to North Dakota. My great-grandmother was Cherokee, and so most of the Native Americans there are settled there in North Dakota. And that's it. So let's see. Might be there next month. Okay, I kind of lost my train of thought. You're going to be where next month? Not New York. Oh, Vegas. Vegas. You're going to go to Vegas next month, right? Okay, listen. You know, bring me back a chip. A $5 chip, and I'll pay you for it when you get back. because when the next, wait a minute, hold that thought. Because I do have a $5 chip. I do have a $5 chip. So I'll take. Forget about the chip, George. I do have a $5 chip sitting in at home somewhere. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use that chip, and I was going to go and cash it in at one of the local casinos, but I said, no, you know, I'm going to keep that chip because the next time I go there, I'm going to use that chip as the starting piece to gamble it away. I'll gamble it away. Whether I win it or lose it, I'll gamble away. I'll hit the crap table. I'll say, give me $5. Hey, here's a $5 chip. You know, they'll probably throw me off the table. $5 chip. Everybody's gambling better than that. $25, $50 chips. But I have that $5 chip. And if I feel a little intimidated by the people who are high rollers, then I'll just take the $5 chip and cash it in and take it to the slot machine. How about that? At least the money will go back in Las Vegas. I hope I win too. I hope I win. But in reality, George, I'm not a winner of anything. I never won a thing in my life. I never won anything in my life. And not that I can think of. Wait a minute. There was one time when I was in Vegas, and I might have told the story before. I was on the slot machine, and I put a dollar. They had they have the different kinds of slot machines. And if you they have the dollar slots, they have the 50-cent slots, they have the quarter slots, they even have penny slots. And I had I put a dollar in the slot machine. And that $1 dropped out all. Back then, that's when when the coins dropped out. They don't use the coins don't drop out anymore. A ticket comes out, and you have to cash the ticket in to get that. That's no fun. That's no fun, because when you go to Las Vegas or any casino, and what they do is when that money drops out, it's excitement. You hear all of that noise, clink, 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 clink. You hear all that noise. That's excitement. And they took those slot machines out, so every time you hit something, you're not going to hear the clink, 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 clink. They may have a couple of machines like that left, but for the most part, what happens is that a ticket spits out of the machine, and you have to pull it out, and then maybe you can cash it in or whatever. But they took the fun out of it. They took the fun out of slot machines. They really did. I don't know. Hey, maybe we ought to go out there, George, and dig up a petition and pass it around and say, bring back the noisy slots. What do you think about that? Okay. This is coffee. This is real coffee. The adult beverages is coming out. They're shipping it in the back door, so that'll be a little bit later. That'll be a little bit later. So I don't know. Like, you guys are getting that snow out there. We don't know. I hope you guys survive it. Brian, you get 8 to 9 inches or whatnot. No, I don't know. Okay, once I got on the machine, George says once he got on the machine, when a guy walked and put 2 quarters and came out 900. Oh, you see, now that happens sometimes. He came out with $900 after the guy left the machine. That happened to me once. But when I hit the slot machine, when I told you about when I put that dollar in, I think the machine came out. It spit out about $80 of quarters. Yeah, $80 of quarters. So what I did, I said, well, look, that's it. Because once you win big, and I'm pretty sure you did this, George. You won that $900. You got off. You left, right? You left the casino, right? I hope you did. And that's what I did. I took all of those coins, I put it in a bucket, and I took it to my room, and I left it there until it was time for me to leave. I said, this change is not. But you know something? In reality, you know what it is. In reality, unless you made like $900 like George did, unless you made that kind of money, you never really win. You never really win. Yeah, you walk away. That's what I do. You walk away. And unless you make that kind of money that George did, that money will go back in Vegas. Let's say, I remember we took a trip. It was me and some friends. And I remember one of my friends, he was getting ready to get married. And we went to the blackjack table, and he won $600. And he says, "Okay, boys, let's eat." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said he was going to treat us all to eats and drinks. I said, No. Put that money in your pocket. You're getting married. I said, don't be a damn fool. Put that money in your pocket and get married. But he insisted. His attitude was, look, I came here with nothing, so I'll leave with nothing. That's a good attitude, but think about it. If you're going to get married, you're going to need all the bucks you can get, right? You want to do that. But, that was his choice. George, when you won that $900, there's a certain amount of money where you don't have to pay taxes on. Is $900 taxable on a slot machine, or is it $1,000? I want to be aware of that, so I'll have something intelligent to say if anybody ever asks me that, because that was something I always wanted to know whether. Okay. Yeah. So I wanted to know that. is because a certain amount of money, you make a certain amount of money, you're going to have to pay the taxes on. Uncle Sam always has his hands out. Always has his hands out. Whenever he sticks his hands out to me, I go... No, seriously. Uncle Sam is going to get a piece of that action too. So, and you worked hard. You use your brain cells to win that money. And you win the money, and Uncle Sam has his hands out because he says, baby, I said that word, baby. He says, baby, I want a piece of that action. And now you have to slam him with a little bit. So you didn't have to pay any taxes. And you shared it with your wife, which is good. Well, again, that was like paying taxes. You shared it with your wife and your mother, but you kept it in the family, though. That's good. So you don't have to pay. So $900 is not taxable, right? You don't have to tax her. You'll see. He said taxes. Okay. Wow. $2,500. Is that? Did I read that right? 25. Yeah, $2,500. Okay, that's is that the limit? So if I won a flat $2,000, right? I don't have to pay taxes on that. That's unbelievable. Even and if it's not that, if it's not true, then I would go to the IRS anyway. Say, hey, look, I got to be honest with you guys. I went to Vegas and I won $2,000. You know. Tell me what I should do because I don't want any problems down the road. I don't like the IRS. I don't want them to bother me. Whatever you need, I got it. You want the money? I'll write you out a check. You want the cash? I'll give you the cash. Whatever. But take whatever you need and don't bother me. I don't want to hear about back taxes or anything like that. Fortunately, I never had a problem with any of that. I never had to pay back taxes or anything. I always was cognizant about, you know, what I owed to the IRS, and I just paid it off, and that's what it was. Hey, it's been a quick half hour. It's been quick, but I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. It's time. You know, I gotta get the weekend going. But I want you to make sure that you check out my show, Music Beat, sounds of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I play a great combination of rock and roll, doo-wops, R&B, pop music, and Motown. And it's what we call the Malt Shop Memories, and it's on all weekend long and right throughout the week. And if you look up there, depending on how you're looking at the show, if you look up there or look over there, you see the schedule of all of the radio stations that I'm on. All of my affiliates are there, and you could be linked to them directly from where you are right now. You could be linked to every one of those stations. And they give you the times and the days that I'm on the air with. So you can choose one of those stations at your very own time convenience and check out the show Music Beat. It's a 4-hour oldie show. Okay? Okay, but other than that, you meet me back here come next Friday morning at 10 a.m. And we'll be on from 10 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time for more of the coffee hour. Before I go, George says I would be issued a form from the casino. That's right. That's right. So they know. So if you don't get that form, that means you don't have to worry about it, right? If you go to the cashier and say, hey, look what came out, and if they don't give you the form, you don't have to worry about it. That's what I'm getting. Okay. So now I know. Okay, Naoto, have a great weekend. All of you have a great weekend. Have a great day. And if you guys are in a warm climate, I don't know who are, but if you are in a warm climate, stay cool. If you're in a cold climate like me or the other people who are going to get snow, stay warm. And I'll meet you back here next week, 10 a.m. to 10:30, right here on the Coffee Hour. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour Flashback. The Coffee Hour was produced under Frank Allan Productions. We hope you enjoyed these classic moments. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.